Healthcare is so important because next to food is healthcare.
Yeah.
Yes. Inequality is a function of the attitude of the actors. Are we going to have any need to have a leader of a nation? We do need a president. How are we going to get an AI president? Yes, I've actually been in robotic surgery before.
The robot that performed the surgery.
Yes.
Thank you for agreeing to have this conversation with us, sir. So you've had a very exciting journey, I think, from UAC Foods to Guarantee Trust and now AXA. And it's been great. How different would your journey have been if you were to live it all over again, taking into consideration the new reality of AI?
Interesting. Just imagine I graduated from school and here was my project. And I had done a couple of things. I remember what I did, and my project in technology then was on banking um, information system. So, and then now imagine it was AI. It then means that I will be looking at how AI could solve the problem of a lot of cyber security threats, in which case you will have less of error in transaction posting. You have less of human judgment in balancing the books of the financial transaction behind the scene. And of course, um, you also be able to have more of a proactive way of technology dealing with cybercrime. Um, that would likely be my project on how to reduce the cyber fraud using AI, which is able to predict patterns of cyber criminalities, patterns of how you do a lot of fraud and a chain transactions of fraudulent people siphoning money away and all of that. And now, if I graduated with that sort of background, I would probably start working in financial institution almost from the beginning, um, depending on how also, of course, God leads me. Uh, and that would definitely have a lot to do with the my career journey. Maybe what made me to learn finance in the middle of my career, I would have learned more finance in the beginning of the career because here I would have prompted me more to get more interested in actually bringing solution into the financial service sector. And that's again, we make one to understand how to, because finance system is the engine of the economy. It drives the various parts of economy sectors. It helps you to be able to have the base of expansion of the economic interest in the entire organization. I mean, in the country. So I think that may have to. It's just likely to going to be a change of sequence of what did I start my career with. I started my career with technology, then manufacturing, and then financial service, and then healthcare sector, and all of that. Maybe it could have been financial sector first before other sector might come into play in the middle of it all.
Interesting.
But I think by and large, uh, all things still work together for good because uh, it's a there are different technologies at different stages, there are different innovations at different stages, and they all have relevance into what is needed per time in the environment.
I've heard you say somewhere that there was a time in your career when you slept in the office.
Yeah.
You built an e-commerce platform for maybe not an e-commerce platform, but a platform for booking of hotels or travel trips or something like that, and it's now very used in Lagos and in the region. So you used to stay almost all night in the place of work. You really put a lot of effort into that. You were coding. And in today's day with AI, you may not have had to put that amount of effort, right? So that would probably, do you think that would have made you take a different direction? Because you'd have had more time to invest in other things, but you'd have had less drive to develop the algorithmic skills that probably have also helped you in other aspects of your life.
Okay, maybe I think a little differently because yes. So what made me to sleep in the office? It's just passion to succeed. And that will never stop, really. It doesn't matter whether you have AI or you have DI, or you have CI, or you have whatever I. When you have a passion to solve problems, you will always have something that keeps you running day or night. Even before I started, sometimes I would sleep even when I was in manufacturing sector, just to solve problems of mail exchange. If a mailbox crash and you do not know what to do, and you just want to make sure that before the next day, everybody returns to work and are able to continue to do their email exchanges. You just want to solve a problem. It could be network, it could be a combination of network, mail exchange issues, protocol issues, network layers or IP layer and all of that. Combination of those, both networking and exchange services, you want to just solve the problem altogether. And then it became also part of the things you want to solve when you're writing program. Okay. So what leads one to do extra work essentially is not just because of tools, it's because there's a passion to solve problems. And you don't want to stop until you solve the problem. So even in the days of AI will do what repetitive, routine things, but innovation will never stop with AI. Innovation actually, AI itself is a product of innovation. So every person must continue to innovate. So you would, as long as there are problems to solve, and there will be problems to solve. As long as human beings exist, there will be problems to solve until the kingdom comes. As long as problems exist, everyone has to work at it to make sure they solve the problem. There will be AI as a tool to help to enhance ability to be able to discover more things and solve things quickly, but human beings will continue to think. We'll continue to think of new ways of solving problems, new ways even to train AI, new ways even to be able to direct AI to be able to solve also problems here and there. And the more even AI works, the more you're going to have new problems. And so problems will change in their own way, but the need to solve them will continue. And we will continue to have to think, we'll continue to have to reason, we'll continue to have to work hard. So if you have passion to solve problems, passion to succeed, you will continue to do more beyond what every other person who doesn't care about whether you solve problem or not is. So I don't think it will make me not to have a sleepless night. I think it will make it more exciting that you're able to solve problem quickly.
Yeah.
But even the quicker you solve the problem, the more you also find another joy to solve more. Yeah. The Holy Book says that whoever is given much, it is the person you give more to. If you have done well, the reward of good job is to do more work. Yeah. So I believe that if AI help me to solve the problem quicker, it will only help me to discover more. I just needed to solve more. So generally speaking, the culture of having solution mentality must never change despite AI. Okay. The future we have before us is that there will be a lot of routine things that AI will be doing. We are in a new world where you must understand artificial intelligence capabilities that it can evolve into many things, can do coding, can do many things to solve more problems, in all the sectors of human endeavor, engineering, technology, agriculture, everything, philosophy, economics, and all of that. But it will still require that human beings continue to think proactively to be able to meet the needs of evolving needs that will continue to come up with life. And so that's why the attitude, the culture, the value system of human beings will continue to dominate how things are organized in the world and how things bring lasting and sustainable development that brings peace, that brings safety, that brings everybody to have that peaceful coexistence. It will still depend on the attitude and the culture of the human beings. And that's why we cannot stop being hardworking. We cannot stop having the right value and right sense for humanity. We cannot stop having the right sense of innovation, culture of commitment, culture of a great value, a culture of thinking through. AI will not replace human brain. AI will not replace human brain. If AI replaces our brain, it means we become machines, and then we'll become tool in the hands of AI, and we'll be destruct. We'll just be self-destruct. But AI will simply be a tool that will continue to retool to meet the needs and diverse needs that people have. So that's where I see it. Yes.
That's an exciting perspective. How will this affect healthcare? That's your domain. Now,
Yeah.
there is this scare that AI will take jobs, and then there is the hope that I've heard from people in healthcare that the area of healthcare will not easily be affected by AI because of the need for the human touch. Is that true?
So yeah, well, the jury is out there. We believe a lot that while AI would take jobs, there are many jobs that AI would take. There are routine jobs, there are administrative jobs that AI would take. AI will take over EMR, electronic medical record system. AI will improve telemedicine such a way that
What
you
is
can.
telemedicine?
Telemedicine is that you are able to make a call to a doctor and you are able to get diagnosis, you're able to get prescription remotely
Okay.
by phone, by chat, by video. AI will improve it that you can have multi languages. You can have 3,000 languages in the world that as you are speaking, depending on your language, AI is able to interpret
Okay.
and translate and give you the prescription in your own language.
Okay.
And that's going to ease the body. It means that the scarcity of a medical practitioner to a particular level will be addressed through AI. So where you can actually attend to 20 people, maybe, to discover things about them. With AI, you are able to, AI is able to attend to hundreds of people. So the
Within the
body
same amount of
within the
time.
same amount of time, or even much less. And so that helps administratively, that helps quality of value of time, that helps quality of what you are able even to engage with the patient at that particular level will be quite good and will be faster than ordinary one person doctor. However, AI will not replace. AI is not going to replace medication. Your medication, you're still going to have medication. You're going to have medical equipment attached to people, and AI can monitor, can receive the data and take some decisions. But you're still going to have human that will have a human touch that will feel the emotion of the people more, that will be able to listen and relate back to the people. Healing takes place not only because of medication. Healing takes place because there's a relationship, there's a touch, there's a human touch. Sometimes when you talk to your doctor and just finish explaining everything, problem share is half solved. So you see that you will still require an intervention,
A human being
a human being to be able
show
to
empathy.
show empathy, to show care, to talk to you. Sometimes you don't even have any sickness in your body. That's what they call placebo. When the doctor will just simply give you something like it's a dummy drug. There's nothing that it's going to do for you. Call it placebo. Just go. And after you have taken it, you feel okay. Say, doctor, I'm okay. Not because doctor has given you any medication. It's simply know that all you need is reassurance. So again, human beings will always, medical practitioners will
How
always
about
be needed.
assistance in surgery, for example? A friend of mine told me about a humanoid robot that
Yes,
is his organization has. He works in a hospital,
yes.
has just acquired, and they're now trying to name it. So, is that going to be a thing? Are we going to have human assistants? Are we going to have robots offering care to the elderly, for example?
Yes, I've actually been in robotic surgery before.
A robot that performed the surgery
Yes, yes, yes,
on its
yes.
own or assisted by humans? Okay.
Assisted. So you control with buttons and like joystick, you control where it goes into and it does more precision. It works with more precision,
Okay.
and you're able to get less of, it's like a pinhole surgery, like laparoscopy surgery, where you have less intrusion with all other organs. Everything is just straight precision, and you're able to get things very well. So yes, robots will improve, robotic surgery will improve, and all of that will improve. But yet we're still going to have human beings. Yes, we are not going to
We'll have
eliminate.
fewer human beings.
Yes, you will have experts also. So the way the expert will operate will be actually controlling the AI, robotic led AI, to be able to do things in a way that will improve quality of outcome, sometimes also prevention, things that will enable us to be able to do a lot of prevention, maybe through training and through taking certain things, putting certain things in consideration so that you don't always fall ill. But human beings will still be needed, medical experts will still be needed in the control of the robots, in the control of the way the robot. So sometimes you cannot completely eliminate error from judgment. Human beings' body is so complex and is not all 100% science. So in medicine, we talk about it's both science and art. So there's a part, yes, a lot scientific, there's a lot also art. That's why that's why you see a surgeon. If a surgeon say I've done 3,000 surgery of a particular area, and he has met in different kind of a thing and different kind of behavior, some is not what he was taught in school.
Yeah.
Some is not what he was taught in. So AI is going to leverage on the knowledge of what we were taught in school, what the science has said, what people have said here and there and there. There are some that we need to just have a guts from the person.
And that comes with experience.
And that comes with experience, that comes with learning, that's just come with emotional attachment, that just come because you are a human being. There is a humanity that sometimes will come in place. So in healthcare, there's a humanity factor. We will not see a drastic replacement of medical practitioners or medical people with AI. We're going to only see enhancement. We're only going to see an improvement. We're going to see that the gap that the number of trained doctors creates in the population that is growing fast, that gap will be reduced. So, in the UK, in advanced country, in the US, in different places, there's a shortage of doctors, there's a shortage of nurses and all of that. In developing countries, even worse. So with AI, with robotic healthcare intervention machines, you are going to have that burden of medical personnel gap reduced
because
of innovation, technology. Because of assisted technology and all of that. But we're not going to eliminate. So just let me give you an example, just to say, because of AI and interventionists and all the various intervention technology, are we going to have any need to have a leader of a nation? We do need a president. Can't we going to get an AI president, an AI governor, an AI mayor, an AI local government chairman, an AI whatever leader, so that everybody just the best president the world just put in there, knows the decision to take, he knows all the things to do. There's no going to be any corruption. He will take the best of decision, and all the governors of the state, AI, is just one very awesome robot. Name them. So let's say there are 20,000 elective office and appointed offices, all of them manned with robots, and then they lead everybody and make the perfect right decision. Just imagine what's going to look like. Yeah. So it sounds ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which just tells you that human beings will still control machines.
They'll be at the core
forever. Human beings made machine. It's just like saying, will human beings get so intelligent, so agile, so efficient, and they will replace God? So you will say, wow, my goodness, we have so much discovered so much in 21st century that, in fact, if God were to be 2,000 years ago, now it's obsolete. We have advanced beyond him right now. It will just be futility, just be foolishness. Absolute foolishness, because we have not scratched anything about God. The best we have going, just a small discovery he allows us to do. AI is a creation of humans. AI is great. It's going to do well. It's going to continue to advance. But AI will never replace human beings. So human being needs to continue to develop more expertise, to be able to innovate more, to be able to do things more. But AI is not going to. AI is going to reduce jobs. It's going to take away many jobs, but the new job will be created.
Yeah.
New job will be created.
But wouldn't that widen the inequality gap? Since now the upcoming doctors will have to be trained with some of these AI technologies,
yes,
which the developing nations might not have access to. So you have very few doctors probably who will have access to these tools. And again, I know that they are going to be expensive unless they become ubiquitous, and then their prices go down due to economies of scale. But then if they become ubiquitous, it means we need less doctors. You see how to look at it. So is that going to be something that's going to widen the inequality gap, knowledge inequality?
Well, I think the first issue is the fact that every nation is competing with other nations. Everybody wants to actually continue to raise through innovation to be able to develop itself. There's no one that is waiting for the other. The rest is just politics. Everyone that is focused on development will continue to see innovation as very important. Developing and developed countries have an opportunity to actually bridge the gap through technology, because technology does not have domicile location. It is whoever engages it that it opens to. 50 years ago, China was nowhere in technology. Today, China is a force to rival. That's it. 60 years ago, Europe was very strong in technology. Today, America is by miles ahead of Europe. That's it. So tomorrow, India, of course, already India is becoming a powerhouse on technology. Africa, Nigeria can become so strong in technology that it becomes equally rivaling the developed countries. So what I see is the fact that inequality is a function of the attitude of the actors. Inequality is not essentially a genetic or racial or privileges because you are being dominated about. It's a function of the actors. If the quality of the actors in the play is that we want to innovate, we want to break forth, we want to do the right thing, we want to push things, and we want to work at ensuring we are at the forefront of technology development, forefront of breakthroughs, they will also break through and there will be less and less of inequality. Doctors who are already trained right now and they are already learning how to use AI to improve themselves, regardless of the nation where they are, they're going to make an improvement. And you will notice that what will happen is the fact that everyone will begin to look at homegrown contextual technology that they can build within their own environment that solve the problems that is close to them. And human healthcare problems are not generic everywhere. There are specific areas that have more disease body in one area than the other. Africa has malaria body, has upper respiratory infection, and all of those things. And some other locations have some diseases that are peculiar to them. So if everyone contextualize what you are developing in your own area with your local available resources and technology that you have homegrown, you will realize that you are able to actually bridge the gap of inequality. So my challenge is to ensure that we raise for ourselves relevant technology, relevant learning, contextual to your environment, with positive mindset to be able to break forth and break through. And then we're going to begin to see development in different areas that we require. Again, if if you actually build up a technology that is not useful in your own environment, and you are only depending on other people outside to be able to buy that technology, when they develop their own alternative, you then
you'll be
at a loss. Okay. So I think it's not going to be a disadvantage only except if the actors choose to make it a disadvantage to them. When I say actors, I'm talking of every nation that plays in the area of technology and innovation. So if you focus on your young people and they're developing and they're learning and they're creating creative solutions and they're bringing to the market continually and they are looking for ways to improve the system by themselves, I believe that that's the beginning of bridging the inequality between the rich and the poor, between the successful and the unsuccessful, between the developed and the developing. So it's more of the action and character of the actors, much more than the privilege of resources, much more than the privilege of location or geography. It is a lot had to do with the character of the actors and the players in the game.
That's a very strong. It creates a sense of responsibility on things like this. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I guess my final question would be: you've been in healthcare,
yes,
insurance for maybe 2 decades, maybe more, or a little bit. So, what are the opportunities you see in healthcare to the young workforce out there? Opportunities for innovation, opportunities for impact.
So let me look at it from two ways. So yes, I've been in insurance for nearly 18 years. So in the healthcare, I've been in healthcare for 12 years. Yeah, 12 years now. So what opportunity do I see? So there are two sides of it. There's the demand side and there is the supply side. On the demand side, that's the aggregation of, payments for insurance system essentially. That's the demand side, which has to do with health insurance, customers' ability to pay, and the methodology of payment, be it savings, wallet for health, or prepayment through insurance, or capitation or mutual, or different forms in which you can aggregate demand. That's the demand side. And then there is the supply side, which has to do with the integration of the clinics, the pharmaceutical, the laboratory, those who provide healthcare services. That's what we call the supply side. On both sides, you need innovation that actually continue to help. Let's go from the demand side. On the demand side, because of the scarcity of, depending on the economy, of course, there's always scarcity of fund. And so you need to create solutions that enable customers to be able to make it easy for them to pay for the cost of health. Uh, I mean, in developing countries, for example, you may not be able to pay at once. You need to develop a system that make it easy for them to pay without them knowing that they are paying.
Okay.
Yes. So solutions that aggregate and B2B2C type of solution wherein you link up trusted network like telecommunication company, fintech companies with the payer so that in bits, in pieces, they're able to pay for their health insurance care and they don't even feel it. Maybe they are paying on a weekly basis without even feeling it because it's just taking a little bit of that money from them and it's adequately helping them to bridge their insurance gap. That's a very good solution. Another area on the health insurance side is the payment system that you can actually aggregate savings in the bank or in asset management company, and the return of that savings is paying for the premium for insurance.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So somebody is putting money in the savings account, and the return that is coming on that savings account, you have all that for it to be able to pay for your healthcare. So you're not feeling that you're really losing anything. And just that same way, you put in money in, maybe you put money in the asset management company or something, and said, okay, a portion of this return, let it take care of my healthcare, and you don't even feel that you are paying for it. So creative solutions, which involves technology, financial solutions, thinking out of the box, thinking beyond the traditional way of doing things, and that begin to be a way of meeting the demand side. So George, looking at the technology that's available, riding on that technology, using financial system way of preparing a form of payment that is convenient for the customer is one side. On the second side, which is the supply side, you have quite a lot of things to do that can reduce administrative costs and improve healthcare outcome, which I mentioned before. Telemedicine needs to go to the next level where you can do telemedicine in all languages, in any language that you choose. And you can do telemedicine in a way that it cuts time, it saves money. At the same time, it improves the quality of the outcome. And again, you can have access to your healthcare records ubiquitously everywhere. So that's a good technology. Whether with blockchain, whether with different technology methodology, that you can actually build such a way that I have access to my record, regardless of the doctor that treated me, whether it's in India, whether it's in America, whether it's in Nigeria, whatever the doctor is, I'm still having access to my electronic medical record. That's a very value added service, which today doesn't exist anywhere in the global fair. So, and you could actually do that, country based, and then later on maybe continent and all over the world. So that's another opportunity that exists today in the supply side. And of course, the supply side continues to expand to areas of looking at integrating the physical medical devices into helping for monitoring chronic diseases like diabetes, like hypertension, and all of that things. And you can also have a mental health, solutions that enable to be able to even do education, prevention, as well as intervention curatively. So there's so much, you can build that to be able to solve specific problems in the healthcare value chain. And of course, the two can also meet together, the demand side and the supply side, which is called vertical integration. When you integrate both sides together in a single ecosystem, so you become healthcare, like a healthcare, support partner, and not just specialist A or specialist there. People just want to see somebody who is my partner in my healthcare journey. So how to integrate the two together also is part of the solution that can come to the market, from simple level to advanced, complex, institutionalized system. So there's so many opportunity to actually help to intervene in the healthcare. Healthcare is so important because next to food is healthcare. Yes. So the same way that you cannot do without food is the next thing that people are ready to spend all their life to save is their healthcare.
Wow. Just out of curiosity, what fraction of the population in Nigeria is uninsured?
Uninsured is quite large. Today we have less than 5% that is insured. Yeah, less than 5% are insured. So
That's-
there's a huge gap. So you can imagine a
Is
population
it because of
230.
a lack of income?
So many. It typically maybe three major things lead to that. First and foremost, there's a wide lack of knowledge. There's a lack of awareness. So people do not know that they could actually get, uh, you know, proper care without having to use out of pocket. So awareness is a major issue. Number two is that the system of implementation is still wide fragmented. You have a few companies, private companies that are a little bit mature in technology and in a bit of processing, but you have majority not quite there. And then of course, payment system has now developed now, so we now have a need to trust the insurance system much more than what has been before now. And of course, the regulation that supports mandatory health insurance has been passed. So we have overcome that level now. It is now to translate it to action. And of course, the elephant in the room is the fact that the capacity of the people, the economy also determines disposable income. So the capacity of the people is also limited. But innovation can translate the same health spend today into a structured one that will deliver better outcome.
Hopefully.
And that's my own thought.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's extremely wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tope Adeniyi. I hope that we'll have the opportunity to have another conversation like this another time.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
God bless.